Greetings, my lovelies. Hi, it's Emmy. Welcome back to another military ration. Today, I'll be tasting my first Danish ration. This ration comes from Denmark and it was sent to me by my lovely viewer, Rob. Rob, thank you so much for sending this to me. I'm super excited to taste this. This box is huge. I'm assuming this is a 24-hour ration pack because it is so large, but we will find out. If you enjoy these ration tastings, be sure to check out the playlist down below, which includes lots of US MREs and international tastings as well. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So this is menu NR04 chili con carne. I was surprised by this flavor, chili con carne. It's something I associate more with the state of Texas rather than Denmark. So it definitely has my curiosity piqued. So let's see what's inside. Here's the package. Oh, it has a Y on it. Danes, do tell me what this is for. What does that mean? It must have some sort of purpose. What? I don't know. Here's the main entree, chili con carne. This is tuna and lime and pepper and tuna in water. And here's chocolate muesli, squeezable fruit packet, a little energy bar, dried cranberries, cashew nuts, 2 packets of jam, some farmhouse pate, a chocolate bar, looks like it might have gotten melted. Ooh, spicy sauce. Another pate, this time it's Brussels pate, a sundries pack, raisin, peach flavored drink, cocoa flavored drink, lemon flavored drink, peanut butter, whole grain biscuits, whole wheat bread, and a toffee protein bar. My gosh, that is huge. And in the bottom of the box, another Y. So the first thing I'm going to do is heat this up. I'm going to put the chili con carne into a pot of boiling water and boil it for about 5 to 10 minutes. Be right back. Just by its gestalt, it reminds me a bit of the UK ration because there are several different kinds of brands and tons of different items. This particular kind of packaging reminds me a lot of the Swedish ration that I had. Lots of kind of flat envelopes that I can eat directly out of the package. I think first I'm going to open the whole wheat bread. This is made by the Bridgeford company and there are 2 packages of this. If I'm not mistaken, Bridgeford is the same company that makes the bread and some of the kind of instant sandwiches in the US MREs as well. It smells like wheat bread. There's the bread. I find if I cut it in half, that helps make it less dense and more palatable. So there's the bread. Looks pretty similar to sandwich bread, but just feels a lot denser. I'm gonna try a little bit of this tuna, and it comes in this packet, nice and flat. And this is tuna in water. I'm gonna grab the spoon out of the sundries pack. I've never had a ration pack with 2 spoons before. A toothbrush. This is great. I love the idea of encouraging good dental hygiene. Looks like a mint, several wet naps, 3 packs of coffee, another mint, 2 packets of black tea, a few packets of salt, 3 packets of pepper, 3 toothpicks. Excellent. And 2 packs of sugar. Looks like 3 mints. Great sundries pack. Very, very thorough. I am surprised that this not includes matches. Most of them do. Interesting. Now I'm going to use my spoon and take out some of this tuna fish onto my bread. Plain tuna fish in water. And let's grab the other one, which is the tuna lime and pepper. I've never heard of lime and pepper. Here in the US we have a lot of lemon pepper, but not lime. So I'm curious to see how that tastes. So this one's packed in oil, while the first one was packed in water. So let's try the plain one first. Itadakimasu. And that's not surprising. It tastes just like regular old tuna fish, nice and salty. And I like the fact that it's drained of the water, so you don't have to deal with all that tuna water and draining it and stuff. And it doesn't have that metallic taste as well because it's packed in those nice little plastic envelopes. Great. And the bread actually tastes pretty good. It's a little dry and of course denser than regular sandwich bread, but still pretty close. And let's try the lemon pepper one. What a great snack. Great injection of a little protein. I like that. It tastes like it has more of a dressing to it. It actually is slightly sweet and has a citrus flavor to it, a little bit of pepper. It is a nice kind of spin on your typical tuna fish. Because I love spicy things, I'm going to add a little bit of this hot sauce. It smells vinegared. All right, let's give that a go. It's kind of reminiscent of a Louisiana style hot sauce. It's nice and vinegared, has a nice chili heat to it, but not overly spicy. And it's a little bit thicker, kind of like a sriracha, but it's not at all garlicked. Nice. Next, I'm going to mix up this muesli. We need to let this sit for a little while. It says very specifically that I'm supposed to add 100 milliliters of water and that there is a fill line inside. But from past experience, I do know that these fill lines can be very inconsistent. Depending on how big you open this package, the fill line, measuring the volume can be challenging. So I'm going to use a measuring cup. Here's the muesli. It looks a lot like instant oatmeal, but the flakes look to be a little bit darker. Oh, the fill line is right here, so you kind of have to estimate it. I love that it's freestanding, very nicely designed. I'm going to use my non-tuna contaminated spoon to stir that up. Zip that up and let that rest for 5 minutes. To a half a liter of water, 500 milliliters. I'm going to add 1 packet of this. This is the peach flavor energy drink, and this is actually made in Germany, the entire packet. Ooh, smells very peachy. And not surprising, has a lovely peach color. And it dissolves pretty readily. Next I'm going to do the lemon flavored one. And again, to 500 milliliters of water. So I'm back with my entree. Take this out. I'll pour it into this bowl so you can see the contents. So it looks like to be rice. Some kind of grain in there, some ground meat, some chili beans, some red pepper, and some onion. Let's give it a taste by itself. Here we go. Itadakimasu. That's pretty good. It tastes a lot like a can of chili, but I like the fact that it's not overly salty and that it has some additional grain in there. I think chili purists would be horrified by this because there are those additions to it, but I like it. I find that it makes it more hearty and probably keeps you full. Now let's try it on a piece of bread. A little touch of cumin in there, some tomato, and it's good. I like it. Like always, hot sauce will make it better. The little addition of vinegar and chili heat in there really make it better. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, here's my peach drink in its entirety. I usually make just a single serving, but this time I thought I'd make the entire batch so I could figure out the exact concentration of it. All right, cheers. And yes, that's a little too sweet for me. It tastes like artificial peach. It tastes like peach candy, but it has a little bit of kind of a slipperiness and a tiny bit of saltiness to it. The flavor I'm not so keen on. I'm not a big fan of peach flavor, but that's subjective. But yeah, not too bad. Let's try the pâtés. Having pâtés I think is quite typical for European packs. It was in my Russian pack, and I think it was in my UK pack as well, I believe. This is the Farmhouse, and this is the Brussels. The Farmhouse has a slightly darker color. It's very, very smooth in texture and creamy and rich. Has a slightly kind of gamey livery flavor along with a familiar kind of bologna processed meat flavor. I like it. It's good. Let's compare that with the Brussels pâté. This one is softer in texture. It's more spreadable. Definitely creamier and richer, and has a little bit of kind of a spice flavor to it. Maybe allspice. Delicious. The Brussels is nice and creamy and rich, but I think I like the meatiness of the Farmhouse one better. Now let's wash that down with our lemonade. It smells just like country time lemonade. All right, here we go. Cheers. Again, like the peach one, it's a little bit more concentrated than I personally like, but I like my drinks watered down anyways. But it tastes like a typical energy drink. Again, it has a little bit of saltiness to it, quite sweet. Both of these are actually quite quenching, and I think really important when you're using a lot of physical exertion. All right, next item. And this is a Fruit and Fun. And this looks like one of these kind of fruit purees. I give these to my sons all the time. And this one looks like it's strawberry banana. All right, let's squirt this out a little bit. Here you can see the puree. It actually looks a lot like applesauce. It's not bad. Very, very tasty. Tastes naturally sweetened. Yeah, like a little variation on applesauce. A little touch of banana. I actually don't taste much of banana at all, which I like. And in terms of strawberry, I can't quite place the strawberry so much. It just tastes like a little nice fruit puree. Delicious. Let's try these. These are little biscuits, Groves Kicks. Now these look very hearty. Look at that. These are an interesting take on hardtack. They look much more whole grained. Yeah, it looks almost more like an oat cake or something. It smells like Vasa. Have you ever had those Wasa crackers or Vasa crackers? Their texture is actually quite different than those Wasa or Vasa crackers. They're much more crumblier. It's almost like shredded wheat with a really strong, oaty wheat flavor to them, but they're not bad. And just a touch of sweetness in there, just a little bit of sweetness. So I think it goes really well with savory or sweet toppings. So I've already tasted my pate. Let's taste it with a little bit of peanut butter. And it looks like a smooth consistency peanut butter. And that's a great snack, a perfect pairing. Salty, sweet peanut butter on a very weedy, toothy, whole grain biscuit. Very simple yet satisfying and very convenient as well. Smart. Let's try it with a little bit of jam. This is the Andros jam or marmalade. I love how convenient that was. Ooh. So this, to me, looks a little bit more like jelly here in the US, clear. Again, perfect and sweet, reminds me totally of breakfast, and I can hear my water boiling, so I'll be right back. All right, so let's fix our black tea. This is Ceylon black tea, and it looks to be just a bag of ordinary tea bag. Ooh, I've never seen one like this before. Do you just pull it up? Whoa, why is this tea bag like this? Wow, smart. Now I'm going to make the coffee next. This looks like freeze-dried crystals, indeed. Next I have my little cocoa drink, and add that to my mug. This actually looks a little bit darker than the hot chocolate we have here in the US. And let's give this protein bar a taste. Whoa, that is not what I expected it to be. It's coated in some kind of coating. Pretty dense, looks a lot like a power bar. All right, let's go. It's very odd. It doesn't really taste like food. It's like you're chewing taffy that has kind of a butterscotchy flavor and it's slightly chalky. So I think this is purely protein powder that's kind of held together with some emulsifiers and a little bit of sweetener, and not very good. But I'm sure in a pinch or out in the field, this is a lifesaver. All right, let's wash that down with our cocoa. That's good. That is less milky than the hot chocolates we find here in the US. It tastes more of chocolate flavor, but still very, very familiar and warm and soothing. Delicious. Let's open up our bag of nuts. Nuts are very common to find in ration packs, rightly so, full of protein, lots of energy, and delicious. I love cashews. If you've never had a cashew before, go out and get some. They're rich and buttery and creamy, have a nice crunch to them, but they're not overpoweringly nutty like, say, a peanut is. They're just delicious. Love them. So I'm gonna wash that down with some of my black tea here. And that's delicious. It tastes just like a cup of Lipton's tea. Perfectly steeped, so it's not overly bitter. Delicious. Next, we have 2 packets of dried fruits. We have raisins and dried cranberries, 25 grams each. They're quite different than the raisins that you would find here in the US. They're a little bit smaller and they look more golden. The dried cranberries, on the other hand, look just like raisins. Those are delicious. Sour yet sweet, have a nice chew to them, but they don't stick to your teeth. Scrumptious. Let's try the raisins. The raisins are good as well, sweeter and stickier, nice and chewy and full of natural sweetness. Yum. What a great ration. I'm loving this ration so far. Awesome. All right, let's try our chocolate bar next. Looks like it might have melted a bit. Yes, it has melted and bloomed, but it'll still taste like chocolate. And it's dark chocolate, which I love. Slightly bitter, but still sweet, and tons of chocolate flavor. The texture is off because it's been bloomed, so it's a little bit crumbly and less snappy, but still tastes good. And let's wash that down with a little bit of coffee. Coffee and chocolate go so well together. Those little bitter notes, this coffee is not the greatest. It is instant coffee. It tastes like truck stop coffee and instant coffee, but again, it's hot. And if you need a little bit of energy, this is the way to go. And this is a raw bite, organic fruit and nut bite. The font almost looks like a Lara bar, and it looks a lot like a Lara bar as well. And after I had that chocolate bar, this actually doesn't taste all that great. It has a nice texture, it's nice and chewy, it has a nice crunch of the nuts as well, but really dissatisfying after a chocolate bar. But I think it would be infinitely better when you're just starving and you need something to fill up your belly. You've got yourself a raw little bite of yumminess. Just not after a chocolate bar. Let's clean up with a bacterial wipe. I probably should have used that in the beginning, I always forget. It doesn't smell very strong. It doesn't smell like lemon, and it doesn't smell of alcohol either. So my hands are nice and clean, and let's finish off with a mint. White spearmint, peppermint, wheat menthol. I think I'll go for the peppermint, made by the V6 company, because I just can't. Oh, that's actually not mints, they're gums. Perfect. Are these xylitol gums? Oh, they are. So these are like chiclets, but they're xylitol gums, so it actually has a type of sugar that is good for your teeth. It doesn't allow bacteria to stick to your teeth. So great. You can skip brushing, or not, because they include a brush. And I will not demonstrate how to use this because I assume that most of you know how to brush your teeth. And this was an excellent ration. Thank you so much, Rob, for sending this to me. It was delightful. And yeah, Danish friends, do let me know if there's any other information or little informational bits that I need to know about this ration, because I do want to know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I hope you guys learned something. Share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media to learn more about what I do outside of YouTube. And yeah, show this video a little bit of love, leave comments and all that good stuff. And I shall see you in my next video. Toodaloo. Take care. Bye. And this is Peas Jailbreak. So yeah, it works beautifully. You just got to be really careful. Noodles. So I forgot to taste the muesli. So here's a muesli. It is set well over 5 minutes. That's what it looks like. There's some apple in there, but those little dark bits that I thought were raisins are actually mini chocolate chips. Cute. It's sweeter than I expected it to be. Not quite as sweet as those instant oatmeal packs that you can find here in the US, but pretty sweet. Those little bits of chocolate chips are nice and crunchy, and of course chocolatey. And that bits of fruit in there I think are apple, and they've reconstituted nicely. So they're slightly chewy, a little bit crunchy, and have a nice apple flavor to them. The muesli itself has also absorbed the water nicely, has a little bit of a bite to it, but isn't overly coarse, and yeah, it's pretty good. Very, very hearty, and I think a great way to start your day. Last bite I think had some sunflower seeds in there as well, so nice little nutty crunch as well. So that was a muesli that I almost forgot. Alright, thanks you guys, bye!